And what a weekend we just had in Berlin. But in case you missed the action, Dave Bradshaw here with your Great British Tag League report. All of the latest from this exciting tournament that remains ongoing here in Revolution Pro Wrestling.
So let's first take a look at Block A, where there were two matches scheduled for this weekend. The first of them, which was meant to take place on Saturday, was the Young Guns against Cowboy Way. Unfortunately, one called Manders and Thomas Shire had travel problems, which means they didn't make it to Berlin in time.
So how about, for the sake of it, we have Young Guns one-on-one?
Instead, the Young Guns, Ethan Allen and Luke Jacobs, went one-on-one in an impromptu singles match, a match you should definitely check out over at Rev Pro On Demand. But by Sunday, the American team had arrived and they took on the Flying Bryant brothers, Zander and Leland, as scheduled. Cowboy Way making relatively short work of the youngsters, who end their tournament with no wins.
Young Gun pussies, get your punk asses out here. Let's have a damn dog fight.
The Young Guns coming to the ring, and within moments, the match that was meant to take place the previous night got going. Young Guns versus Cowboy Way, a match that was wild from the very beginning until the end, when the referee simply lost control. The only option was to disqualify both teams, a double DQ, meaning that Cowboy Way and the Young Guns got 1 point each. So with those two matches complete, let's take a look at the Block A table as it stands.
The grizzled young veterans remain at the top of the league with 6 points from 2 matches so far. A perfect record for those two gentlemen up till now. Beneath them, Cowboy Way and the Young Guns both find themselves on 4 points. But as you can see, the Young Guns have wrestled all 3 of their matches, which means mathematically they cannot catch the grizzled young veterans. Cowboy Way still very much in it with 1 match to go for them. There was also action from Block B in Berlin this weekend. Connor Mills and Jay Joshua with their second match of the tournament, going up against Mark True and Kieran Lacey, also in their second contest in Block B. Mills and Joshua started the evening on the top of the block, and so they were at the end of the evening as well, because they secured the win over True and Lacey to get themselves another 3 points. So let's take a look at what that means for the Block B table. It means that Mills and Joshua are top of the league with 6 points from 2 matches so far. The Sons of Southampton and CPF both have 1 win and 1 loss. That means they have 3 points each. While True and Lacey have 0 points with just 1 match left. They've wrestled twice. That means they join the Flying Bryants in being mathematically eliminated from the tournament. They can no longer win Block B. And so there is just 1 show left in which block matches in this Great British Tag League will take place. It's live in Southampton this coming Sunday, August 17th. And in Block A, the arithmetic really pretty simple. There's just 1 match left. It's the Grizzled Young Veterans against Cowboy Way. A win or a draw will be enough to see GYV claim top spot in the block and move on to the anniversary weekend and the finals of the tournament. However, if Cowboy Way were to defeat the Grizzled Young Veterans, they would leapfrog them in the table right at the last moment to win the block. So all to play for these two teams in Southampton this Sunday, as one of them will top Block A. A slightly more complicated picture though in Block B, because there are 2 matches still to play in Block B this weekend in Southampton. Connor Mills and Jay Joshua may be top of the group with 6 points. They're looking for a perfect record as they face off against the Sons of Southampton. Meanwhile, CPF versus True and Lacey rounds off Block B in Southampton, and it is a complicated picture indeed, because there are still 3 possible outcomes in that block as we head into Southampton this weekend. The first of which is that either a win or a draw for Mills and Joshua would be enough for them to secure first place in the block. However, in the event that both True and Lacey were to be victorious and the Sons of Southampton were to win as well, that would mean a tie at the top between the Sons of Southampton and Mills and Joshua. But in that scenario, the Sons of Southampton would win the tiebreak because of their head-to-head record. They would have a victory over Mills and Joshua, which would be enough for them to secure first place in Block B. But there is one more scenario where things would get really messy. If CPF were to be victorious and the Sons of Southampton were to win, that would result in a 3-way tie at the top of the block featuring those guys as well as Mills and Joshua. It would be a tie that could not be settled by the head-to-head records between the 3 teams, and so there would be, in that instance, a 3-way tag team match, winners of which would be declared the winners of Block B and go on to face the winners of Block A in the finals. So lots of possibilities. Let's wait and see what happens live in Southampton this Sunday, August 17th. Regardless of the results, I'll be back with you after that show to tell you who's won the 2 blocks, who is going to go head-to-head in the finals of the 13-year anniversary weekend. Make sure you stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I've been Dave Bradshaw. This has been your Great British Tag League Report.